The Dallas Cowboys just dominated the NFL draft, so we're going to be going through that and 3 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Dallas Cowboys news content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting that red button down below. The first story is the Cowboys dominated the NFL draft and will surprise everyone next season. It's been the thing that has ailed the Dallas Cowboys for years: strength. As good as the team has been, they always prove vulnerable at the line of scrimmage when it comes to moving piles. Defensively, we know the history. Whether it's C.J. Anderson or more recently James Cook or Aaron Jones, the Cowboys' run defense is helpless as defenders are shoved around and gaping holes open up like Moses parting the Red Sea. Offensively, it's not much better. Last season, the team struggled to establish a rushing attack, and at times, they flat out abandoned it. Their short-yardage rushing attack was non-existent, and while some will blame the issues on Ezekiel Elliott's departure, let's be real. No running back can succeed when the offensive line is shoved backward and defenders meet the ball carrier in the backfield. The Cowboys have taken small steps in remedying these issues in recent years. The selection of the powerful Tyler Smith is a good start, and despite a lackluster first season from Mazi Smith, the guy is still one strong dude. While adding a guy here and there is helpful, the Cowboys decided to expedite the process by adding several powerful linemen in the 2024 draft. They appeared tired of being bullied at the point of attack, and this year's haul shows they are committed to doing something about it. Firstly, Marshawn Kneeland. Just looking at this guy, his size immediately jumps out at you. He's not your prototypical pass rusher. He doesn't get off the line of scrimmage fast, and he has less bend than a lamppost, but what he lacks in pass rushing traits he makes up for against the run. Kneeland attacks blockers with power, fully extending those long arms. His raw strength allows him to walk linemen backward. He doesn't come at them with reckless abandon, but rather with quick processing and clever reads. He's a run-defending stud whose combination of smarts and power will cause havoc in the backfield. Secondly, Beebe, when push came to shove. With Biadasz gone, the team now turns to Beebe to handle the job. There are some similarities between the two, as Beebe himself isn't a brute strength guy and has short arms that are less than ideal, but he makes up for it in fundamentals. He has excellent footwork and consistently gets into the chest of the defenders. He has strong hands and uses his positioning well. When he connects, he drives them out of play. Beebe is not a raw power guy, but his smart play and game tape show he will not be pushed around. Thirdly is Justin Rogers. There was a time when the Cowboys had an abundance of nose tackle depth with Tristan Hill, Quinton Bohanna, and Jonathan Hankins. All those guys are gone, leaving only Mazi Smith and the veteran Carl Davis, who only logged 30 snaps on defense for the Cowboys last season. Rogers will add to this depth and compete with Davis for the backup nose job. Nothing is overwhelmingly impressive about Rogers, which is why he was a 7th-round pick, but he's not a guy that can be moved. Just stick him in and watch him stay put. He's going to occupy blocks, that's his thing. Like a post hole, he'll stand sturdy and do his job while others around him can make plays. Fourth is Nathan Thomas. This just in, the Cowboys like big blockers. Thomas is one of the heavier blockers in this draft class at 332 pounds. Between his size and length, the physical attributes are all there. He has the power in his core to take on bigger pass rushers and uses his hands well. The length and grip strength allow him to move defenders where he wants to go. Some fundamentals need cleaning up, but Thomas's physical traits make him a good development project. It has been heavily supported by data for a while now that, with a few exceptions like Barry Sanders, a running back is only as good as the offensive line blocking for him. Even Christian McCaffrey struggled to consistently produce in Carolina, but he's been the best running back in the NFL since arriving in San Francisco and rushing behind the likes of future Hall of Famer Trent Williams. The Cowboys made several big additions to their offensive line in this draft, starting with Tyler Guyton. Not only does Guyton offer a rare blend of size and athleticism, both of which should contribute greatly to his run-blocking ability, but Guyton's selection allows Tyler Smith to remain at left guard, where he just earned All-Pro honors and finished 5th among guards in run-blocking grade per Pro Football Focus. Then, the Cowboys landed Beebe in the 3rd round. While Beebe mostly played guard in college, he's expected to slot in at center and has already been training with OL guru Duke Manyweather at the position. Beebe also possesses ideal size and athleticism and was a stellar run blocker for Kansas State. The second story is Ezekiel Elliott, Dallas Cowboys moving closer to a reunion. The Dallas Cowboys have not drafted a running back through 3 rounds of the 2024 NFL Draft. That's leaving the door open for a reunion with Ezekiel Elliott. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones acknowledged this week that he's interested in bringing back the 28-year-old Elliott, who played last season with the New England Patriots after spending the first 7 years of his NFL career with the Cowboys. Jones did like Texas running back Jonathan Brooks, but the Carolina Panthers selected him 46th overall, 10 spots ahead of the Cowboys' second-round pick. First of all, the draft's not over, and that's a thought, Jones said. And it was a long time before a running back was taken in today's draft, but we also are keenly interested in seeing what the future might look like with Zeke. Elliott and his agent met with the Cowboys earlier this week to talk about coming back to Dallas. Jones said he believes Elliott is still capable of being an NFL starter. There is an opening in the Cowboys' running backs room after Tony Pollard left in free agency to sign with the Tennessee Titans. Rico Dowdle, Royce Freeman, Deuce Vaughn, Malik Davis, and Snoop Connor are all currently under contract. Elliott played all 17 games for the Patriots in 2023, recording 642 rushing yards on 184 attempts with 3 touchdowns. He also caught 51 passes for 313 yards and 2 touchdowns. Following Ramondre Stevenson's ankle injury, Elliott's usage increased and he received double-digit carries in the final 6 games of the season. Jones isn't committed to bringing back Elliott just yet. That decision will likely be made after seeing how the final 4 rounds shake out. But considering the inexperience outside of Freeman on their running back depth chart, a reunion seems in order to solidify the position. "We have it in our power to feel good about the running back room, period," Jones said. Now, are we through with the running back room? I'm not going to answer that. Not trying to be coy. I just don't need to answer that. But Zeke's good enough to be in the running back room, and he's good enough to play for the Cowboys. I'd say that. The pace is definitely picking up for the Dallas Cowboys as they begin to put a bow on the final day of the 2024 NFL Draft. After waiting the entirety of the 4th round, due to not having a selection, they've now made a total of 3 picks, and the latest includes their 3rd offensive lineman of this year's draft. With the 233rd overall pick, the Cowboys selected offensive tackle Nathan Thomas out of Louisiana, a native of New Orleans who can also offer value on the interior of the O-line. I'll lead with value here because, yet again, the Cowboys have landed exceptional value in getting Thomas in the 7th round when, on several boards, he was rated as high as a 4th-round pick. He'll enter an offensive line unit that is, for all intents and purposes, being rebuilt around Tyler Smith, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele, with voids at offensive tackle and center taking the main stage ahead of this year's draft. Standing at 6'5", 332 pounds, Thomas has massive hands that maul anyone he locks into and a wingspan that helped him flash many good things at Louisiana as an edge protector. As a pure athlete, he's more than respectable for his size, landing a 7.49 grade on the relative athletic score on a scale of 1 to 10, so no worries about Thomas being able to manipulate his own mass. The third story is trading down in the 1st round for the first time since 2021. The Dallas Cowboys selected Oklahoma tackle Tyler Guyton with the 29th pick after making a deal with the Detroit Lions. The Cowboys had a chance to select Duke center Graham Barton, but opted to trade down, giving up the 24th overall pick and a 2025 7th-round selection in exchange for the Lions' 1st and 3rd-round picks this year. It's hard to do with an offensive lineman, but you would hope to have a little sexiness to this pick using your 1st round, owner Jerry Jones said. Actually thought we had that with Tyler Smith 2 years ago, Jones said, referring to the Cowboys' 1st-round pick in 2022. I think we've got it here. This is a sexy pick for an offensive lineman because he's got a lot of upside. The Cowboys hope the trade works out as well as the last time they moved down in the draft. In 2021, the Cowboys went from number 10 to number 12 overall in a trade with the Philadelphia Eagles and took edge rusher Micah Parsons, who has recorded 40.5 sacks and finished 2nd and 3rd in the Defensive Player of the Year award in his first 3 seasons. The Eagles selected wide receiver Devonta Smith with the Cowboys pick that year. While Barton would have filled a need at center, Guyton fills a need with the departure of 8-time Pro Bowl left tackle Tyron Smith in free agency to the New York Jets. He started only 15 games at Oklahoma, with 13 coming at right tackle, but he did protect the blind side of left-handed quarterback Dillon Gabriel last year. When Guyton moved to offensive line, he said Smith was one of the players he studied the most. "I feel like those are big shoes to fill from such a legendary tackle," Guyton said. "But I'm going to work my ass off to do the best that I can." Guyton becomes the fifth offensive lineman the Cowboys have selected in the first round since 2011, joining Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, and Tyler Smith. All four have been selected to the Pro Bowl, while Tyron Smith and Martin have built Hall of Fame careers. The trade helps the Cowboys cover their lack of a fourth-round pick after last year's trade for quarterback Trey Lance, but now have 3 day 2 picks in order to fill holes along the offensive line, running back and linebacker. They now have picks in the 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 7th rounds. The Cowboys had opportunities to trade back for a second time Thursday night,